Audio Jungle.
The two of them were sitting on the ground, and the two were sitting on the ground. Mari Ford, in the marshal's office. John Guo looked at the photos on the desk with a serious expression. Snap, snap, snap. The crisp sound of eating came into his ears. Garp, how many times have I told you not to eat in my office? John Guo angrily scolded Garp. Ha ha ha, there's nothing I can do. Who said that eating senbei here would be more delicious? Garp laughed and continued to eat senbei in front of John Guo. John Guo also knew the temper of his old friend, so he simply ignored him. He rubbed his head with a headache and pointed at the photos of Mu Yun and others on the table. Garp, take a look at these. Garp stopped eating senbei after hearing this and leaned his head to the desk of Sengoku, looking at the photos on the desk. He found that the person printed on the photo seemed to be the kid that the five elders ordered them to pay attention to. Isn't this kid the one they are looking for? Garp looked at Sengoku and asked, "Where did you find him?" "In the North Sea." Sengoku said seriously, "This kid formed a pirate group and defeated the bastards of Germa 66 in the North Sea. Now the Vinsmoke family reported to the world government and wanted to issue a wanted order for the kid's pirate group." Ha 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 ha, that evil Germa was defeated. Garp laughed and slapped his thigh. He had long wanted to teach this group of lawless guys a lesson, but because of the royal status of the Vinsmoke family, the higher-ups did not allow the Navy to take action against these bastards. Otherwise, he would have dealt with the bastards of Germa 66 long ago. Garp, seriously. Sengoku slammed the table and said loudly, "Although the Vinsmoke family has done many bad things, they are the royal family recognized by the world government after all, and we have the obligation to protect them." "Then how do you plan to deal with it? Send someone to help these bastards catch that group of people?" Garp looked at Sengoku sitting behind the desk with a serious expression and said, "Sengoku, I need to remind you that since this group of people can defeat the bastards of Germa, their strength should not be weak. So if you want to arrest this group of people, you must be fully prepared." "I know." Hearing Garp's reminder, Sengoku pointed to the picture inside again. "Look who this is." Garp looked in the direction of his finger, and his expression suddenly became solemn. On the photo that Sengoku pointed to, a man dressed very shabbily was printed on it. "Sengoku, this is..." Garp widened his eyes and held the photo tightly. Sengoku sighed with a headache and said, "The Vice Admiral who had left the Navy in anger because he witnessed the shameless behavior of the Celestial Dragons. Roger. Why did Roger get together with this kid?" Garp asked Sengoku quickly, "And he became a pirate." "I don't know much about it. When Roger left, he cut off all contact with the Navy." Sengoku looked at Roger's photo helplessly and sighed. "I didn't expect to get news about him again, but it was the bad news that he joined the pirates. Damn Celestial Dragons." Garp's expression was gloomy, and he punched the table. "It's all because of these bad guys. That's why Roger, such an excellent junior, left the Navy." "Calm down, Garp." Sengoku pulled the excited Garp and advised, "It's already happened, what's the point of saying this?" Garp let go of his hand and put down the photo of Roger in his hand. "John Guo, are you going to issue a bounty on them?" John Guo rubbed his head and said to Garp, "Now this matter has been reported to the five elders, and their bounties should have been distributed." Hearing what John Guo said, Garp's expression became ugly, and he clenched his fists tightly. John Guo patted Garp on the shoulder and comforted him. "Don't worry, Garp, I believe Roger will not forget the justice in his heart even if he becomes a pirate. As long as they are caught, I will plead for them." At this moment, the world government began to work overtime, and soon, the bounty for Mu Yun and others was printed out. The record of the Black Dragon pirates defeating Germa 66 in the North Sea was also spread among the major forces on the sea. New World, Egghead. Haha, I didn't expect that the Big Bear family. The guy has been beaten to the North Sea. Borsellino lazily leaned on the chair, glanced at the bounty order of Muyun on the table, and said with a smile, "This kid is quite capable." Even Germa was defeated by him. It seems that I have to be a little more serious next time I meet him. New World, Totland Kingdom. Finally, I found it. Perisparrow grinned at the new information in his hand. According to the latest information sent to him, the kid my mother wanted is sailing in the North Sea at this moment. He immediately ordered his men around him, notify them, and let the ship closest to the North Sea go to the North Sea as soon as possible to bring this group of people back. As long as we know the location of this kid, with the strength of their big pirates, they will definitely bring this kid back easily. At this moment, Muyun didn't know that the entire North Sea began to take action for him. He looked at his bounty in his hand and asked Roger beside him, "Roger, do you know armament hockey?" Roger nodded and replied when he saw Muyun asking, "Well, I practiced hockey for a period of time before, and I have achieved some results." "Great," Muyun immediately said excitedly, "Roger, you actually know the training method of armament hockey, so can you help us all practice hockey?" Hearing Muyun's words, Amy and others also looked at Roger expectantly. After the battle with Germa 66, they fully felt their own shortcomings. In order not to disappoint Muyun's expectations, they were also very eager to improve their own strength. Seeing that everyone was around him, Roger smiled helplessly and said, "I don't know if my method is suitable for everyone. It will be very hard." "It doesn't matter, Roger," Muyun said with a smile, "as long as you can improve your strength, I believe everyone will not be afraid of hardship." "That's right, Roger." Amy patted Roger on the shoulder and said confidently, "This genius will definitely be the first person to learn armament hockey." Wit smiled and said, "With only 70 million Baileys, you actually call yourself a genius here." "Wit, you guy." Hearing what Wit said, Amy angrily hit Wit. Wit quickly turned sideways to avoid Amy's fists. Muyun helplessly watched Amy and Wit fight and said to Roger with a smile, "I'll leave it to you for the next period of time, Roger." "Don't worry, Captain," Roger said with a smile, "I will do my best to help everyone master the armament hockey." The old man was very angry. "Ah!" In the early morning, a shrill scream resounded through the sky. On the deck of the pirate ship, Amy hugged her arms and rolled miserably on the deck. "Amy, you don't have to practice armament hockey like us." Muyun couldn't bear to see Amy get hurt in order to practice armament hockey, so he persuaded her. He didn't expect Roger's armament hockey training method to be so cruel. To learn armament hockey, you must have a strong physique, which is easy for Muyun, Reiju, and Maris. After all, Muyun's body is a replica of the Lunaria clan, and his body is naturally very strong. In addition, he ate the black dragon fruit, which made his body even stronger. Maris was also found to be a good material for practicing armament hockey after Roger's examination. Not to mention Reiju, Judge gained a superhuman body through the modified gene of bloodline factor, and thanks to this, her training was also very smooth. But Wit and Amy were not very optimistic. Because Wit awakened the observation hockey when he was a child, he did not pay attention to training his body over the years. But he had been a chef for many years, and he still did not fall behind in the physical training he should have. But Amy was very annoyed. As a gunner and navigator, Amy did not exercise her body. In the previous pirate group, she was also in the rear and needed protection. After all, rare technical talents such as navigators are rare on the sea. Even the legendary Golden Lion is looking for a good navigator everywhere, so you can imagine her importance. Because of this, Roger found that Amy's physical condition was difficult to awaken armament hockey. After learning the situation, Amy was very dissatisfied. She insisted on training with everyone. After just a few days of training, Amy was sore all over, and Roger's anti-strike training made her scream constantly. "Hey!" Roger put down the stick in his hand and advised, "I think it's better to forget it, Amy. Armament hockey is not suitable for you. Don't talk nonsense." Amy climbed up from the deck with pain and stared at Wit beside her with a firm look. "Even this cook can do it, why can't I?" She was unwilling. She didn't want to hide behind her teammates and be protected by everyone in the next battle. So no matter how hard Roger's training was, she had to stick to it. Looking at the unwilling Amy, Mu Yun was silent for a long time and said to Amy, "Amy, everyone has different talents. Look, Wit is good at cooking, Marius is very strong, Reiju can help everyone with treatment, and Roger is good at swordsmanship. But if you let them drive the boat and lead the direction, they will all be confused. On the contrary, this is really a small matter for you, Amy. Everyone has their own strengths and weaknesses, so there is no need to waste time on things they are not good at. What I am good at." Amy looked at her hands that were worn out by training these days and murmured with her head down, "That's right." Mu Yun smiled and patted Amy's shoulder. "In my eyes, you are an excellent sharpshooter. Your shooting skills are fast and accurate in my opinion." "That's right. In the previous battle, Amy helped me defeat many enemies." Marius nodded in agreement. "Look, Amy," Mu Yun continued, "everyone agrees with your shooting skills. You can continue to study towards the direction of a sharpshooter. Captain, what should I do?" Amy looked at Mu Yun eagerly. She felt that Mu Yun must know how to improve her strength. Mu Yun smiled and said, "You can practice your observation haki first. After all, an excellent sharpshooter must be an excellent observation haki master." "Yes." Amy's eyes lit up, and she quickly pestered Roger. "Roger, help me train my observation haki." "Sorry, Amy," Roger said embarrassedly, "I haven't awakened my observation haki yet, so I can't help you." "How could it be?" Amy heard Roger's words, and a look of disappointment appeared in her eyes. Ahem. At this time, Wit stood beside her and coughed hard. A few sounds. Amy turned her head and suddenly she thought of something. "Yes, this guy, Wit, can use observation haki. Dear Wit, please teach me how to train observation haki." Amy immediately pestered Wit and asked Wit to teach her how to train haki. "I can't guarantee that you will learn it," Wit said with a slight smile on his face. "Don't worry, Wit." Amy patted her chest and said confidently, "Observation haki, I will definitely learn it. Then follow me." Wit turned around and walked towards the cabin. Amy immediately followed and asked, "Wit, how are you going to teach me? Is there any trick to observation haki?" "You'll know in a moment." Wit smiled mysteriously and took Amy into a room. Mysterious. Amy walked into the room and looked around. She didn't find anything different. It was just an ordinary utility room. "Wit, how should we train?" Wit reached out and took out a black cloth and handed it to Amy. "Blindfold your eyes with this." Amy took the black cloth and looked at it, then covered her eyes with it. Then, "Wit, I can't see anything now." Swoosh! A sound of breaking through the air passed by Amy's ears. Amy immediately dodged to the side in panic and quickly took off the black cloth covering her eyes. "Wit, what are you doing?" When her eyes were covered just now, everything around her became very strange, making her feel insecure at all. So the strange voice suddenly came to her ears, making her subconsciously take off the black cloth covering her eyes. At this time, Wit held 2 balls in each hand and said to Amy, "Don't take off the black cloth. Next, you need to cover your eyes to avoid the ball in my hand." "Ah, I can't see anything with my eyes covered. How can I avoid the ball you hit me?" Amy thought Wit was playing tricks on her and argued with him loudly. "Why can't I avoid it?" As he said that, Wit demonstrated to Amy. He closed his eyes tightly and threw the balls in his hands out. The 2 balls quickly hit the wall and then bounced back towards Wit. Just when the 2 balls were about to hit Wit, Wit slightly turned his body and easily dodged the 2 balls. The practice of observation haki is to block your 5 senses. You need to avoid the attacks on yourself without relying on the 5 senses. So don't think about those useless things. Cover your eyes quickly and start training. The old pirate ship was sailing slowly on the blue sea. Suddenly, under the sea, an inexplicable black shadow slowly passed under the ship. At this moment, Mu Yun was standing on the bow with his eyes closed. He frowned slightly, and a black flash appeared on his hand, which soon disappeared again. Bang! Suddenly, a huge figure rushed out of the sea. A snake-like sea king with a mouth full of sharp blades came up from under the pirate ship. It opened its bloody mouth towards Mu Yun standing on the bow and bit him. Its eyes were fierce, and it had imagined the taste of eating the prey in front of it. Heroic entanglement. Mu Yun opened his eyes just as he was about to be swallowed by the snake-shaped sea king. His hands were instantly entangled by a ball of air, and his hands instantly turned black. He punched the sea king hard and sent it flying. Crash! The huge body of the snake-shaped sea king instantly smashed onto the sea surface, creating waves. Captain, can you not throw the food so far next time? Amy walked to Mu Yun and complained, "It's always like this. The food is thrown out, and we have to work hard to salvage it." Mu Yun smiled embarrassedly and said, "Sorry, I won't do it next time." At this time, the sea king that was beaten to death was thrown out of the sea by Marius. He smiled and said to Mu Yun, "It's okay, boss, it's just right for me to exercise the muscles I've grown these days." While speaking, Marius showed off his muscles to Mu Yun. It can be seen that Marius's figure is obviously more burly than when he fought Germa before. It seems that the training during this period has made his strength increase a lot. Mu Yun smiled, and then looked at his hands wrapped with domineering. Finally practiced it. It's worth it for my hard work day and night. Armament hockey is wrapped, and I can finally use it freely. Congratulations, Mu Yun. Reiju walked to Mu Yun gracefully with a cup of black tea. It's worth your training day and night during this period. This time I finally practiced it. Yes, Mu Yun said happily. Finally, we can head towards the Grand Line. Are we going to set off, Captain? Amy heard Mu Yun say this and immediately asked excitedly, "That's great, I've been tired of staying in the North Sea for a long time." Amy's figure flashed, and she instantly flashed in front of the rudder and grabbed the rudder with both hands. "Amy, head towards the town near the entrance of the Grand Line." Mu Yun said to Amy, "We are running low on supplies, so we need to resupply there." Not only did Amy have enough time here, but Mu Yun had also seen enough of the scenery of the North Sea. Relying on Amy's excellent sailing ability, their voyage has been calm during this period. There is no atmosphere of adventure at all. This time he cultivated the armament hockey, and everyone has also been improved a lot, and has the capital to move towards the Grand Line. So after this replenishment, they will move towards the Grand Line. No problem, Captain. Amy happily turned the rudder quickly, and the ship moved towards the town at the entrance of the North Sea Grand Line. At this moment, in the town near the entrance of the Grand Line in the North Sea, the atmosphere of the whole town is very solemn, and the pedestrians on the streets of the town are all ferocious. They are hostile to each other, and some people have already taken out their weapons. "Why are you bastards staying here?" A fierce bearded uncle looked at the other group of people in front of him angrily and yelled at them. "Nonsense! Everyone knows that if the Black Dragon group wants to enter the Grand Line, they will definitely come to this town for the final supply. Of course we have to wait here. After all, as long as we catch this group of people, we will have a lot of income." The group sneered at the fierce bearded uncle. "By the way, all the bounty hunters in the North Sea are here." The bearded uncle didn't care about the attitude of the group. He took a sip of the wine pot in his hand, looked around and asked, "Of course, not only bounty hunters, but even some famous pirate groups in the North Sea have gathered here." The leader of the group pointed to the pirate ship parked in the port in the distance and said, "I heard that the underground world has spread the word that as long as you get the head of the Black Dragon group, you will get Tang-Ji, the protection of the Keat family." So the notorious pirates in the North Sea are all excited and gather in this city, ready to kill the Black Dragon. "Oh, do you really think that the Black Dragon gang is so easy to deal with?" The bearded man said disdainfully, "I heard that even Germa is not their opponent. So we need these ignorant guys to take the lead and consume the strength of the Black Dragons first." It seems that everyone has the same idea. At this moment, above the port, a dilapidated pirate ship slowly stopped at the port. Finally arrived, now I can have a good rest. Amy stretched and said to Muyun, Captain, I need a good beauty sleep, you decide what to buy. Thank you for your hard work, Amy. Muyun smiled and patted Amy's shoulder. I asked Maris to stay here to help you watch the ship. Maris nodded and stayed on the ship. He had no interest in buying things in the first place, so he just stayed to look at the ship. Captain, let Maris accompany you. Roger said solemnly, I'll stay. Seeing Roger's expression, Muyun frowned and looked around, and found that most of the ships docked around were pirate ships with pirate flags. The remaining ships without pirate flags did not look like legitimate merchant ships. Okay, Roger, you and Amy will guard the ship together. Muyun also noticed something wrong, and said to the people around him, Everyone, be careful later, I feel something is wrong. Okay, Captain. On the streets of the town, one by one, fierce-looking strong men, holding bounty orders in their hands, stared fiercely at Muyun and others walking on the street. It's them. That's right. 200 million Bailey's Black Dragon Muyun and his men. Quickly notify everyone. The target has appeared. Instantly, the atmosphere in the whole town became tense. Muyun, it seems that the town has been occupied by pirates and bounty hunters. Their goal is obviously the bounty on us. Reiju walked to Muyun and reminded him to pay attention to his surroundings. Muyun smiled and said confidently, Don't worry, Reiju, it's useless no matter how many of these guys gather. Before landing on the island, Muyun thought there was some danger waiting for them in the town. But when he landed, he felt relieved when he saw the pirates and bounty hunters around him. Since the battle with Germa, his domineering aura has naturally awakened. Muyun looked around at the ferocious pirates and bounty hunters around him with a relaxed look. With the strength of these guys, it would be useless no matter how many people came. As long as he shook his domineering aura, these guys would fall down like cutting leeks. Reiju, where should we go first? Muyun turned to Reiju and asked, Why don't we go to the tavern first and buy some good drinks to take back? All the fine wines before were drunk by Roger, the drunkard. I must buy more fine wine this time. Reiju smiled and shook her head, pointing to the bookstore on the street. You go first, I'll go see if there are any medical books in this bookstore that I haven't read. After all, I'm the doctor on our ship now. If my medical skills are poor, I will disappoint everyone's expectations. Seeing her say this, Muyun also felt that Reiju was thoughtful, then let's act separately. You can come to the tavern to find me after you buy the book. Captain, I also need to leave for a while. Wit suddenly said, I want to see if there are any tableware and ingredients for sale in this town. After all the crew members on the ship have been undergoing demon training these days. Even if there are blind sea kings delivering food from time to time, the food on the ship is a bit urgent at the moment. He also needed to see if there were any sharper knives for sale. The kitchen utensils on the pirate ship were already very old, and it was difficult to cut meat. Seeing that he and Reiju each had something they wanted to do, Muyun nodded and said, Let's disband here. Just go back to the ship after buying things. He looked at Marius standing aside and asked, Marius, you don't want to buy anything, do you? Marius shook his head and said, Boss, I don't want to buy anything. That's great. Muyun patted Marius's shoulder happily, then I'll trouble you to move the drinks I bought later. Don't trouble Marius for everything. Reiju looked at Muyun helplessly, then leaned close to Marius' ear and whispered, Marius, please keep an eye on him and don't let this guy cause any trouble. Well, I understand, Reiju. Marius nodded seriously and agreed. Muyun, what do you mean? What do you mean by don't let this guy cause trouble? So in your eyes, I am a troublemaker? After Reiju finished speaking, she slowly walked towards the bookstore on the street. When Wit saw Reiju leaving, he quickly said to Muyun, Captain, I'll leave first. Yeah. Muyun nodded and said, Wit, buy some delicious ingredients. No problem, Captain. Wit smiled and shouted back to Muyun as he walked. After the two left, only Muyun and Maris were left there. "Let's go, Maris." Muyun walked into the town, and Maris quickly followed him. "Marius, do you think I'm the kind of person who gets into trouble? Reiju must be prejudiced against me. She actually thinks I will definitely get into trouble. Marius, say something." At this moment, in the town's tavern. The entire tavern was occupied by pirates and bounty hunters, and the sounds of shouting and fighting filled the tavern. "You bastard, if it weren't for this operation, you would have no right to drink with me in a bar. Bah, old man, I let you go before. Do you think I'm really afraid of you? Don't dream, get out of here." The sound of the chair breaking sounded, and the pirates and bounty hunters in the tavern were divided into two camps, and the two sides fought each other without saying a word. Bang! A sound of knocking on the door sounded, and the two sides who were fighting in the tavern stopped their actions instantly, and all looked at the door quickly. A panting pirate stood at the door. He panted and shouted excitedly to the people in the tavern, "Here comes the Black Dragon. He is coming here now. Great! This guy is finally here. Finally, I don't have to stay with you bastards anymore. Let's make a deal first. Let's get rid of the Black Dragon first, and then discuss how to distribute his bounty." Moo! The news of Yun's coming made the atmosphere in the whole tavern agitated instantly. The bounty hunters and pirates separated one by one, all excitedly rubbing their hands, as if Muyun's bounty was in their pockets. Just as everyone was talking excitedly, the door of the tavern was suddenly pushed open. Everyone in the tavern held their breath and stared at the direction of the door. Muyun slowly pushed the door of the tavern open and walked into the tavern with Maris. The excited eyes around pierced Muyun like a sword and moved with him. The atmosphere in the whole bar gradually became agitated. Maris frowned and moved his body close to Muyun to prevent the guys in the bar from attacking the captain. "Is this guy the Black Dragon with a bounty of 200 million? He looks like a young boy. Don't underestimate him. After all, he must be someone who has offered a bounty of 200 million Baileys. Then when will we make our move? I can't wait. Wait and see." The people around him started to discuss in a low voice. Muyun walked to the bar and shouted, "Boss, business is coming." Maris was alert to the people around him and sat down next to Muyun. At this time, an old man walked out slowly from behind the bar. The old man looked terrified and walked to Muyun with trembling legs. Guest, please ask. What would you like to drink?" The old man asked Muyun in a trembling voice. "Boss, bring out the best wine you have here." Muyun said generously, "If the quality of the wine is okay, I will take it all." If it was in the past, the bar owner would be very happy to hear these words. After all, he hadn't encountered such a big order in a long time. But now, this group of bounty hunters and pirates have occupied his tavern, and all the drinks and ingredients have been taken over by this group of people. He really has no words to say about his suffering. When he didn't know how to refuse, Muyun came up and whispered, "Boss, I bought a lot of drinks, remember to give me a discount." Ha ha ha. Although Muyun spoke very quietly, everyone in the tavern could still hear it very clearly at this moment. Their laughter resounded in the tavern. The tavern owner's face was pale, and he quickly hid behind the counter with his hands on his head. At this time, a pirate with a hideous look came to Muyun with a glass full of fine wine with a grin. He grinned and slowly poured the wine in his hand on Muyun's head. "Boy, if you don't have money, don't pretend to be rich. If you want fine wine, I'll give you this free glass of wine, so you can taste it." The two of them were so angry that they had to fight. "You bastard!" Seeing that Muyun was humiliated, Marius stood up angrily, clenched his fists, and the anger in his eyes seemed to tear the man to pieces. Seeing Marius suddenly stand up, the pirates and bounty hunters around him instantly picked up their weapons with serious expressions. The atmosphere in the whole bar instantly became solemn. "Marius, don't do it here." Muyun sat on the chair and pulled Marius, who was about to explode, and wiped the wine off his face. "If you want to irritate me like this, then you succeeded. Mu Yun knocked on the bar and said to the bar owner who was hiding behind the bar, "Boss, don't forget to prepare the wine I mentioned. I need to go out with these people to solve some personal problems now, and I will be back in a while." After saying that, Mu Yun slowly stood up. The people around him immediately became alert, took a few steps back, and distanced themselves from Mu Yun, guarding against Mu Yun's sudden attack. "Everyone, come with me to solve it. Don't break the boss's things here. And I believe you can't fight here." Mu Yun smiled slightly and walked out of the bar. Maris glared at everyone in the bar angrily and followed Mu Yun out of the bar. When the door of the bar was pushed open, Mu Yun looked around, and the pirates and bounty hunters with ferocious expressions surrounded the bar. Looking around, the whole street was full of their people. "I didn't realize my life is so valuable." Mu Yun looked at the people around him and sighed. "Black Dragon, you've been surrounded by us. Just surrender. Maybe if we're in a good mood, we'll leave you with a whole body." "Ha ha ha, look at the wine on his face, he's really embarrassed. I can easily deal with such a little kid." On the street, pirates and bounty hunters stared at Mu Yun with confidence, as if Mu Yun was already in their pockets. Mu Yun looked around and didn't see any familiar faces in his memory, so he sighed in his heart. It seems that all the people who came this time are just trash. I thought there would be some famous guys coming this time, but I didn't expect that they were all guys who were not worth mentioning. "Everyone, come together. Take down the Black Dragon. Don't fight with me. His head is mine. Whoever gets it first gets it." Seeing Mu Yun standing there stupidly without moving, everyone couldn't hold back and picked up their weapons to attack Mu Yun. Marius immediately stopped Mu Yun behind him and took an attacking stance. Mu Yun looked at Marius, who was blocking him, and said easily, "Marius, don't bother so much, these guys will be solved soon." As he said that, a terrifying aura suddenly emanated from his body. Mu Yun's face was serious, and he glared at the pirates and bounty hunters who attacked him. Domineering Haki. Instantly, with Mu Yun as the center, a strong aura instantly spread out to the surroundings and soon enveloped the town. On the other side, just when Mu Yun and Marius arrived at the tavern, Reiju walked into a bookstore. The whole bookstore was empty, and even the owner didn't know where he went. "Is the boss not here?" Reiju looked around and saw the medical books of Beihai on the bookshelf. She picked up a book and read it carefully. At this time, the door of the bookstore was slowly pushed open. A man with long flowing golden hair, 6 vertical lines on his forehead, and a somewhat melancholy expression walked into the bookstore. Reiju glanced at the visitor and did not detect any hostility from him. The bookstore owner seems to be away. "If you want to buy any books, you can come back later," Reiju kindly reminded. "Then smoke Reiju, bounty of 80 million Baileys." While the visitor said melancholy, he took out a deck of tarot cards and turned them over quickly. "If I fight you, well, the battle defeat rate is 100%. The escape success rate is 50%. Seeing the visitor talking to himself, Reiju smiled and asked, "It seems that you already know what the consequences of fighting with me are." "Yes, my name is Basil Hawkins. As you can see, I am a fortune teller." Hawkins did not put away the cards in his hand. He continued to flip the tarot cards with a melancholy face. "When I got here, I was. The purpose of this trip was to do a divination. No matter how many times I do divination, the result shows that if I fight you, the winning rate is 0%. As both rising stars from the North Sea, this makes me feel a little curious about you. Why are you so strong even though you are all rising stars?" Listening to Hawkins' words, Reiju just said softly, "How do you feel after reading it?" As she asked, she took down the medical book she had never seen before from the bookshelf. "I took a look at the place where you landed on the island from a distance and did another divination." Hawkins did not interrupt Reiju's actions. He said easily, "The result is still fighting you. The defeat rate is 100%. So this time I don't plan to be an enemy of you, I just want to see how big the gap is between me and you." Reiju packed all the medical books, put the money for the books in front of the counter of the bookstore, and then looked at Hawkins, then go outside and show you the gap between us. After that, she walked out of the bookstore with the packed books. Hawkins put away the tarot cards neatly and followed Reiju out. The two stood on the street, keeping some distance from each other. Hawkins's expression was solemn, and he took a tarot card from his hand. He looked at the card in his hand and thought to himself, sure enough, the result of victory is still 0%. If you are ready, then I will make the first move. Reiju put the book aside and shouted to Hawkins, demon-slaying appearance. Hawkins heard Reiju's words and immediately transformed into a giant scarecrow with 5-inch nails on his fingers. Seeing Hawkins' transformation, Reiju sighed, the ability of the devil fruit. It seems that it is not an animal type or natural type fruit. The superhuman fruit, it feels like trouble is coming. Reiju did not despise Hawkins because he ate the parahuman fruit. On the contrary, she raised Hawkins' danger level a few points in her heart. Although the parahuman fruit is not as powerful as the animal and nature fruit, its strange and bizarre rule-based abilities are very troublesome. Especially since she doesn't know his abilities yet, she has to be more careful. Reiju reached to her waist and took out a pink jar. Transform. Instantly a pink light flashed out of the jar, wrapping Reiju in it. Soon, the pink light dissipated, and Reiju put on Vinsmoke's pink poisoned combat suit. You better be careful, the next attack will be very strong.